Hello and welcome to another episode of Drone Film Guide, the channel where we learn to fly like filmmakers. My name is Stewart Carroll.
And my name is Alina Carroll.
Every time I'm flying the drone, Alina is by my side as a spotter. And what that means is that when things go wrong, Alina is 100% to blame for the unbelievably high number of near misses, accidents, crashes, and whatever else that we have had. So let's jump in and take a wee look.
Number 1, do your site survey.
Okay, so here we are in Tenerife, and I ask you, Alina, do you see anything in these shots other than the ground itself that we could have crashed into?
Absolutely nothing.
I don't see anything. Do you see anything? I don't see any pylons, I don't see any trees. Apart from... hold on. What was that? Now, I don't remember what height we were flying at, but we're pretty high. As you can see, we're pretty high. And look at this, look really closely. There's another one. We didn't even see that at the time until we got the footage home. Point is, doing a site survey doesn't just involve looking for trees and looking for buildings and looking for fences and whatever else. Open your eyes, because yeah, that would have been awkward.
Number 2, don't fly your drone into the clouds.
Look at this lovely footage. This was again when we were in Tenerife and we had to stop by the road. Wasn't that unbelievably atmospheric?
It was.
It was, yes it was. Thank you, it was. Now, I went to school once and I remember someone saying something about electricity and water not mixing. And when you take a look at how the clouds just rolled in here, pretty much out of the blue, well, I have to say at the time we took that as a fantastic opportunity to get some super atmospheric cool shots. Would I be right in saying that?
Yes, I don't think we realised what was going to happen.
I thought that clouds were made of candy floss and and cotton wool, but yeah, these clips taken afterwards would suggest otherwise. Listen to the thing beeping its head off, soaked in water. And you know the other thing as well, so our drone wasn't completely trashed, but the whole exercise could have been completely pointless because the lens could have been completely covered in water.
But it was a miracle it wasn't.
Yeah, well, miraculously it wasn't. But yes, big lesson, drones and water don't mix.
Number 3, when you're picking your hiding spot, make sure you can actually see your drone.
Mental note, when hiding behind a church and your trusted spotter is in a world of her own, yes, that's you, Alina, that I'm accusing, keep an eye on where the drone's going or you'll fly it into a bush. What I love about this one is the mad panic flying afterwards. Like when you trip or something like that and you're busy looking to see if someone noticed and you kind of like, oh, I didn't do that. So that was me trying to recover the situation. Yes.
Can I just say something?
No.
I actually was shouting while modelling all at the same time, which is quite hard. I was going, the drone is going into the bush!
You know that's 4K and we can crop in on your face, and I'm pretty certain that you're
I can talk without doing that.
Oh, okay, you get the idea. Keep an eye on your drone, visual line of sight and all that kind of stuff.
Number 4, take your time.
Now, haven't I always said, Alina, that my preference for crashing a drone would be if it was in front of 150 people? Not only for the kind of sense of drama that comes with crashing, but for the utter, absolute embarrassment and humiliation that follows. And that's exactly what I mean, what a stupid shot. Look at you hiding in the bushes. This was all rushed. I mean, it couldn't have been worse. It looks like it's going to get stuck up the tree, and then thank goodness it came back down. 2 or 3 days later, we needed that drone for another shoot. So not only did we crash it on one shoot, almost have the drone stuck up there with the memory card on that day, we needed it down for the next shoot, but it was broken.
It also contained all the footage with some of the couple shoot
that was
we
the end
did
of
with
the
the
shoot.
drone.
Yeah, no, it would have been an absolute flipping disaster.
And I again was doing multiple jobs, directing and hiding in the bushes.
Yeah, exactly. And you weren't there. I ran out to do it. You weren't there to kind of spot you were otherwise engaged. I had my head buried down in the screen, trying to get this bloody shot done, and just flew it straight backwards into a tree. Learn from our mistakes.
Number 5. Don't ignore your battery warnings.
And if you do ignore your battery warnings, don't combine that with flying out over the ocean. So we had 20% battery, wanted to get another shot, and right about now the battery fell from 20% to 5%, just like that. I mean, it really did, and I absolutely
panicked.
Yes, I panicked. This is me trying to fly back to the shore, but I get all disorientated, fly backwards in a state of panic. You're helping me, and I still fly backwards. Right about now, and this is me trying to finally fly the right direction. We're at about 3% battery there. The wind's against us. It doesn't look like we're far from the shore, but this was hard going, and the thing wasn't wanting to come in. It was really, really tense and so unfair as well. 20% down to 3%, but maybe it was cold, I don't know. The battery was having a bad day, whatever. There we go, we got it down, and the red light goes off straight away. It was literally on 0 juice.
Number 6. Be mindful of wind. Giggle.
No one...
That was in the script.
No one likes to get caught short with a bad dose of wind. Anyway, so yes, let's just take a look.
So here we are, doing some lovely shots of Scottish landscape.
What these shots don't really show is that it was about 100-mile-an-hour wind at that point. That's a massive exaggeration, but it was very, very windy, and what we probably underestimated is that the wind in the air, all that distance up in the sky, can be an awful lot faster than the wind speed on the ground. Look at this now. Look at this. This is the old Phantom 2, so it's not as powerful as a Phantom 4 or a Mavic or something like that. Look at that. We're flying forward at full speed. You can see the prop guards come in. It's going backwards. It's crazy. Flying forward at full speed, still flying forward at full speed. It's still going backwards, and if you just bear with us another couple of seconds, I think it speeds up, and you just see this thing just go backwards. Look at this. It's just going backwards. Absolutely crazy.
You can actually see the wind on the farms and the grass.
Yeah. If you look at the bottom of the screen there, you can see the wind rushing through the corn. Now, I should add, at this point, we had the old kind of monitoring system which didn't have a very big reach, so we completely lost control of the Phantom. It was gone. We had a rough idea where it was. We couldn't see it on the FPV anymore. We were out of control. We still had physical control of the Phantom, but we didn't know where we were. So again, this was an absolute flipping disaster. Now, we are now 750 meters away, and we finally got our image back. Amazingly, the image came back on the FPV. Couldn't believe it. Our hearts were just like sunk. And this is us flying forward, trying to get back from 750 meters away. And I should add, with not much battery. This is the learning point. If you get stuck in high wind, don't try and fly it back. Get it down. The first thing you have to do is get the thing down, because the wind down where you're flying is going to be nothing like as much as up high. And as you can see now that we're speeding up like crazy, we're flying back, and all was well, and everything was fine, and we landed it with about 2% battery. And
nowadays, actually, with Phantom 4, you can use sports mode for something like that.
Yeah, totally. We put it on sports mode if you're on the Phantom 4 or Mavic or whatever it is that you've got. I mean, in fairness, the Phantom 2 wasn't the most powerful, and especially with those prop guards, I mean, they're like a big sail probably for the wind, but you could still get stuck in the wind. It could still happen now, even with the more powerful drones. Get it down and get it back. Another couple of things to keep in mind where we nearly got stuffed. Our current system relies on our iPhone or iPad to not only monitor the footage, but to control the drone. And in case you're not aware, these phones don't respond very well to extremely cold weather. So when you're standing out in the middle of some beach in winter in the west coast of Scotland, minus 20 degrees wind passing across the phone, they just switch off. And we had a situation more than once where the phone just switched off in the middle of us flying the drone. If I remember correctly, the drone made some kind of half-hearted attempt to do its fail-safe, but it wasn't particularly compelling or comforting, to be honest with you. So keep that in mind. You know, if you're somewhere cold, keep your batteries warm. Second thing that we didn't have the shop for, and it's sort of a thing of the past because now you've got various different ways of kind of counteracting the impact of losing your GPS on these better drones. But if you do lose the GPS, then all of a sudden you could find yourself flying in manual mode or ATI mode, and you need to kind of be able to fly this thing. And we had to land it once in some impossibly ambitious tight space where we'd taken off with full GPS, only to find out that the GPS decided to fail on us. And fortunately we had the prop guards on, because this thing's dancing around. I bashed it into a wall off the prop guards, it's bouncing around, and eventually we got it on the ground.
So learn to fly in ATI mode.
Yeah, kind of learn to fly your drone that flies itself. Anyway, hope you found that useful. Sorry if you tuned in to watch drone crash after drone crash after drone crash. There's enough videos on the internet of that. This is a learning experience for filmmakers and drone fanatics and drone enthusiasts. We'll see you next time on Drone Film Guide.